Imagine a business model so efficient that its success depends entirely on your failure. Imagine an industry where the product sold to save you is actually designed to keep you returning again and again, month after month, year after year, until your money is gone and your hope is exhausted. You are told the goal is your well-being. You are told that science and finance are working to free you from pain and poverty. But look around. Are we truly freer? Are we healthier? Or are we simply more dependent than ever before? The most dangerous lie you may have been told is that the people selling you the cure, whether for your health or your finances, actually want you to be completely free of the problem. In many cases, they don't. Because in their world, a solved problem is a lost customer. Curing you ends the relationship, but keeping you symptomatic, worried, and hopeful keeps the revenue flowing. That is the invisible engine powering much of the modern system. To understand how this works, you have to look beyond the marketing and examine the basic math. In corporate boardrooms, the difference between a cure and a treatment is enormous. A cure is a one-time event. You pay, you recover, and you move on. From a profit perspective, that's the end of the revenue stream. But a treatment, a daily pill, a monthly plan, or a long-term program creates recurring income. Instead of a single transaction, it becomes a lifetime subscription. If someone can convince you that you need a product for the rest of your life, they haven't simply made a sale, they've secured a continuous customer. In this model, the system rewards solutions that manage problems rather than eliminate them. The focus shifts from resolution to retention. A similar pattern appears in certain financial schemes. Many programs promise financial freedom, claiming you can escape the traditional work grind and become independent. But look carefully at how they operate. If participants quickly achieve financial independence, they would stop buying courses, seminars, or starter kits. They would stop recruiting others. The business would collapse. So the system thrives not on your success, but on your continued aspiration. Participants are encouraged to keep trying, keep investing, and keep believing the breakthrough is just around the corner. When success doesn't arrive, the blame is often shifted back onto the individual. You didn't work hard enough. You didn't believe enough. You didn't follow the system properly. Meanwhile, those running the system continue collecting fees. Another layer of this dynamic is trust in authority. People tend to assume that if something were truly harmful or deceptive, regulators would intervene. But in reality, regulatory systems are complex, and sometimes the institutions meant to oversee industries become closely connected to them. Officials move between government positions and corporate roles, creating a cycle of influence. When problems are exposed, companies may pay large fines that make headlines. Yet for major corporations, those penalties can simply become another cost of doing business. The system continues largely unchanged. Alongside these structures is a powerful psychological component. To sell a solution, you must first convince people they have a problem. Modern advertising often magnifies everyday struggles into urgent issues requiring specialized products. Normal emotions, stress, or uncertainty can be framed as conditions needing intervention. Once people believe they are broken or lacking, they become far more open to purchasing solutions. In some cases, those solutions lead to additional complications that require further solutions. The cycle expands. One fix leads to another product, another payment, another dependency. In finance, the same pattern can occur with debt. A loan taken to solve one problem may lead to new obligations that require refinancing or additional borrowing. Instead of reaching stability, individuals remain trapped in an ongoing cycle. Over time, these patterns shape culture itself. People begin to identify with the very systems that exploit them. Brands become part of personal identity. Questioning them feels uncomfortable, even threatening. Accepting the possibility that large institutions might prioritize profit over people challenges deeply held assumptions about how society works. Yet many people sense that something isn't right. They see rising profits alongside increasing stress, debt, and declining well-being in many communities. The promises of progress sometimes seem disconnected from everyday reality. The deeper cost may be the loss of human potential. When individuals are constantly managing problems, medical, financial, or psychological, they have less time and energy to create, innovate, and contribute to society. The result is a system where enormous talent is spent simply staying afloat. Maintaining such systems also requires strong social pressure. Critics may be dismissed as uninformed or unrealistic. Alternatives may be mocked or ignored. These reactions discourage people from questioning established structures and help maintain the status quo. But every system ultimately relies on participation. If enough people begin asking questions, reading the fine print, and seeking independent knowledge, the dynamics start to change. Industries built on dependency rely on customers believing they have no other choice. Real independence, whether in health, finance, or life, often comes from understanding the underlying systems and taking greater responsibility for personal decisions. It involves examining claims carefully, considering long-term consequences, and recognizing that not every promised solution is designed with your best interests in mind. In the end, the question isn't simply whether systems can be manipulated for profit. History shows that they sometimes are. The more important question is, what individuals do with that knowledge. Do we continue participating blindly, or do we become more aware, more critical, and more responsible for our own choices? True freedom rarely comes packaged as a product or hidden inside a seminar. It often begins with awareness, the moment someone stops accepting every promise at face value and starts thinking independently. When that happens, the illusion of dependency begins to fade, and the power that once seemed distant starts returning to the individual. The real turning point arrives when people realize they are not merely customers in someone else's system. They are participants with the ability to question, to learn, and ultimately to choose a different path.